why Odissi is considered as a dance based on sculptures or originated from sculptures? What was the tradition, exactly tradition? Because I think you mentioned sometime about Mahari traditions.
Young dancers or females who were dedicated to the temples for their entire life in service of the Lord, and they were known as Maharis. Bandhas are very peculiar to Odissi because that is used in the Bandha Nritya, which is the acrobatic aspect of Odissi. Very highlight factor of Odissi is the headgear that a dancer adorns, which is full of symbolism.
सावरे रंग राची राणा जी हूँ तो बांध घूंघरा प्रेम का हूँ तो हरि के आगे नाची सावरे रंग राची. Namaskar. This is one of the beautiful compositions by मीराबाई. मीराबाई एक ऐसे संत थी जिन्होंने अपनी भक्ति को प्रेम के आविष्कार स्वरूप प्रकट किया, और जब वो कहती है कि सावरे रंग राची राणा जी हूँ तो बांध घूंघरा प्रेम का हूँ तो हरि जी के आगे नाची. So here dance is considered as epitome of submission, devotion and love. And that is why we all know that dance is an expression of our soul and our personality as well. And therefore today we are going to conduct a special podcast with a phenomenal dancer, and she is an Odissi dancer, Srimati Prachiti Dange. So I welcome Prachiti to the Institute and to this podcast as well.
Thank you.
So we have a very special occasion on 29th April. So this day is considered as International Dance Day. And we are so fortunate to have you not only as our guest for today's podcast, but let me tell this to all our audience that we are going to have an online course on Odissi dance, which will include the theory and practice of this dance form by Ms. Prachiti. So I would like to know, Prachiti, that what was that thought which inspired you to learn the Odissi dance form?
So it is a very interesting question because I always tell anybody who asks me this question that I did not choose Odissi. Odissi chose me.
Oh wow.
And the reason for that being that when my mom was pregnant with me, she saw Guruji performing on TV, and that was the first time she saw Odissi.
Kelucharan Mohapatra.
Yes, Guru Kelucharan Mohapatra.
Yes.
And that was the first time she was witnessing this dance form, and she completely was mesmerized, and she had a very strong desire to see him perform live someday.
Yes.
After I was born, she saw that I have a natural inclination and interest in dance.
Yes.
She enrolled me for Bharatanatyam, but somehow I think I did not take to the dance form as much.
Okay.
And when she got to know that there is an Odissi teacher, she enrolled me for the class. I had never seen Odissi before that.
Okay.
But as soon as I saw it, I completely fell in love with it, and the rest is history. And very interestingly, the year I joined Odissi, Guru Kelucharan Mohapatra came for his first workshop to Pune on my birthday, and I spent my entire birthday in his presence. So I feel truly blessed and chosen to pursue this art form.
So I must say, you are destined to be an
Absolutely.
Odissi dancer.
Yes.
So what a great story.
Yes.
And I must say it is like Abhimanyu that you could get that inspiration when you are not also born at that time.
Yeah.
So but yeah, it is very fascinating to know. And I was about to ask this question because I think you are from Maharashtra, right? So in Maharashtra we have a tradition of Kathak and Bharatanatyam.
Yes.
So it was really interesting to know that you could go, or you could select, or Odissi could select you.
Yeah.
So it must be a great journey for you. And at what age you started learning this
So
dance form?
I started learning when I was 13.
Okay.
Yes. So
since your childhood, you are practicing
since my
this.
childhood, I've been
Yes.
learning this, and
Okay.
it's like I fell in love with this dance form so much that I haven't, I'm still exploring this
Yes,
tradition, and maybe I think I'll spend my entire life just exploring this
Yeah.
and dedicating
Yeah.
myself to this.
I can sense that whenever I see you dancing, I always sense that you are so much dedicated to this dance form, and I must congratulate
Thank
you
you.
for
Thank
that.
you.
One more question. I always think about that. Why Odissi is considered as a dance based on sculptures or originated from sculptures?
So I think that is very related to the stances that we use in Odissi. So
Right.
one is the chok, which is a square stance.
Yes.
And that is taken from the image of Lord Jagannath.
Yes.
And the second is Tribhang, where the dancer deflects the body in 3 different places.
Okay.
And that is very similar to the sculptures that you see on the temple panels.
Okay.
And also, if you see the evolution of Odissi,
Yeah.
I think when it was practiced very majorly in Odisha in the 2nd century.
Right.
That time, of course, all these art forms are quite allied, like the architecture, the music, dance. So it influences each other. So
Okay.
I feel the beauty of the dance form was depicted on the sculptures
Right.
that we see. And then when we almost lost it close to independence and it was revived, these gurus studied the temple sculpture. That became like the reference point.
Right, right.
And that you see very beautifully depicted in the dance form.
Yes. Yes, and I'm sure that we are going to see all the details, or we are going to discuss all these details in our online course.
Absolutely.
But today, for our audience, I would like to know that what was the tradition, exactly tradition? Because I think you mentioned sometime about Mahari traditions. So could you please throw some light on this tradition as well?
Of course. So, like many Indian classical art forms, Odissi did not originate as a way of entertainment.
Yeah.
So it was practiced in the temples. It originated as a means of worship, and it was practiced in service of Lord Jagannath. So there were young dancers or females who were dedicated to the temples for their entire life in service of the Lord, and they were known as Maharis.
Okay.
So you can see the tradition prevalent in South India as well.
Okay.
Yes, and the Mahari word comes from Mehet Nari, or important women.
Oh.
And they were serving the Lord. They had certain rituals that would be followed throughout the day, and that was one of the services of the 36 services that were done at the temple. So it was a very integral part of the rituals that were carried out in the temple. So they had one in the morning where there would be pure dance in Sakala Dhupa, and then in the evening there would be Bada Singar, where there would be songs from the Geet Govind, which were sung. Yes.
So you just referred to the efforts by great gurus of Odissi, and also you referred to the text Gita Govinda. And being a student of Sanskrit and being a researcher at Bhandarkar Institute, I know the importance of these textual traditions. So I would like to know that what are the texts which are referred to understand the Odissi dance?
So, like our all Indian classical dance forms, we
Yes.
have obviously the base in Natya Shastra,
Bharata's Natya Shastra, yeah.
which is the foundational text for all
Okay.
performing arts of
Yeah.
India. Along with that, we also refer to Abhinay Darpan, which
Yes.
gives a lot of the technical aspects that we use in dance, like the mudras and
Yes.
feet positions. But Odissi also has another special text named Abhinay Chandrika, which is specifically written for Odissi,
Okay.
and it is a 15th century text by Maheshwar Mahapatra. It's
So
not just,
is it in Odia language, or
it is in Odia
Oh.
language, and it not just defines the mudras which are specific to Odissi.
Okay.
It also shows the various postures as well as bandhas. So bandhas are very peculiar to Odissi because that is used in the bandhan nritya, which is the acrobatic aspect of Odissi.
Okay.
Yes, and there's a lot of detailing about aharya, that is the costume, jewelry and
Yes.
hair
Yes.
in Abhinay Chandrika, and you will see what is referred to in the text depicted on the temple sculptures.
Yeah.
So,
Because Odisse's jewelry and all those details are very peculiar and significant. So could you please explain us that what is the correlation between, as you just mentioned, that the temple architecture and maybe jewelry or
yes,
your
sure.
clothes. Yeah.
So Odissi, the one of the most significant factors which differentiates it from any other classical dance form is that it is the only style where silver jewelry is used.
Yeah.
And I think one of the main reasons for that is because silver filigree artwork is so famous in Odisha. And along with that, we also use the handloom saris from Odisha, the ikat saris, which have temple border, you know, which is again very significant in Odissi. And the last thing that is again a very highlight factor of Odissi is the headgear that a dancer adorns, which is full of symbolism. So the side rays that you see represent the sun rays, the buds on the side, and the center piece is representing the Jagannath temple tower.
Oh, wow.
So, and it may look like it's very delicate but and heavy, but it is actually very, very light and durable, and it is made of sola wood.
Oh.
So again, something which is handicraft wise coming from Orissa. So you will see how Odissi Ahare is integrating all the art forms that are there in the, you know.
So that is why Odissi is in its own way, it's a tradition.
Yes.
Not only of the dance or that region,
Yes.
but all the variety of, I would say, historical details, that variety is included in this
Yes,
dance
absolutely.
form. And that is why I think Odissi is special and it is distinct, I would say.
Yes. Yes.
You also mentioned about the mudras, and there is a text which is completely dedicated to only Odissi dance form, Abhinaya
Chandrika.
Chandrika. So could you please throw some light on those mudras which are not being performed in Bharatanatyam, Kathak or any other dance form?
Right. So these mudras, you know, they are used like something like Ubhay Kartari, which depicts a kiss.
Oh.
Okay, or Gavakya, which is like looking through a window.
Oh,
so such things coming from, I think a lot of it is regional influence that you see in these mudras. So I think each dance form does get influence from the place of its origin, and you see that influence in Odissi through these mudras, or even the bhangis that you see in enumerated in Abhinay Chandrika. All of them are very sculpturesque.
Right, right.
Yes.
And also I would like to know that it is always said that, especially about Odissi dance form, that it is meant for women dancers.
Okay.
Is it true? Because I can see the feminine grace in its choreography whenever I see any performance by an Odissi dancer. And also I know that there are many gurus who were not women, but they contributed a lot. So what would you say?
I wouldn't say it is any, I mean, it lends itself beautifully to the feminine form, is what I would say. But if you saw the Radha that Guru Kilucharan Mahapatra depicted on stage, I mean, you would have no doubts that, you know, like it was just Radha in front of your eyes.
Certainly.
So,
and Radha can be anyone.
Yes. So that's the beauty of art.
Because Radha is a devotion. It is symbolism of devotion.
Absolutely.
So, but I was thinking about those postures or mudras. So, what would you say?
So, because Tribhang is predominant in Odissi, so it lends very beautifully to the feminine form. But, you know, we also have the masculine form through the chok, and it has a beautiful balance of being very grounded, very solid, very vigorous, as well as very soft and feminine. But of course, Tribhang being the highlight of Odissi, I can understand why, you know, a lot of people equate it with a feminine dance form. It is also
maybe it was also performed by Maharis, so that must be one of the reasons.
So Maharis would be the people who actually started this tradition, and then it was, you know, it was continued in the temples for a long time, but with invasions, they had to close down the temples many a times to protect it. And that time the service was disrupted. And what happened was then there was another form or stream of dancers called Gotipuas, which were young boys dressed up as females who danced outside the temples. So Maharis always dance inside, and Gotipuas took Odissi to the public domain. And that's where you see the Bandhan Nritya aspect, which is the acrobatic aspect of Odissi. Group form formations and complex choreographies based on the stories that you see from Ramayana, Mahabharata. These things started coming as a part of the Odissi repertoire. So both have played a very important role in taking this tradition forward. So the spiritual devotional aspect comes from the Mahari style, and the technique and the vigorous aspect comes from the Gotipua style. So
that is why it is a balanced act.
It is a balance, yes. And even
very
interestingly, if you look at Chok and Tribhang as well, Chok represents the Tandav aspect, and Tribhang represents the Lasya aspect, which is there again in every.
So typically it's a combination of Shiva and Shakti, and that is why Nritya and Lasya.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think this is the beauty that we should cherish and we should celebrate whenever we see a dance form.
Absolutely.
It may be Kathak, Bharatanatyam, Odissi or any other dance form, but Odissi is really very interesting one. And I would like to know that what are the main or major compositions of Odissi, and which is your favorite?
So we have, traditionally if you look at the Margam, it starts off with an invocatory piece, which is Mangalacharan.
Yes.
And then it would lead on to Battu, which is a signature piece of Odissi, because you see the sculptures depicted very beautifully in this composition. Yes. And then you would go on to the pure dance, which is Pallavi. Yes. So where a musical composition is explored through the movement vocabulary with various traditional patterns that will be seen in Odissi. And then it moves on to Abhinay, which is my personal favorite. So which is expressional dance, where you emote stories from say regional Oriya literature, or it could be from the Geet Govind, which is a rich source for Odissi, or any other Sanskrit text. And then you can see how the Margam is also thought of with the devotion being the underlying theme, because it ends on moksha, where after having gone through this journey, the dancer offers herself at the feet of the Lord. So
that is the philosophy.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Yes. Really interesting. And we are going to have all the recordings of all these Margam, Pallavi and all details when we are going to launch this online course. So you will be able to know every detail of each composition, as Prachiti ji mentioned. And I must say that when I asked you that what is your personal favorite, that when I saw you dancing, there are two compositions. First, I think it was about Madana Daha, that was dedicated to Rudra. So I was really impressed the way you were depicting the third eye and the fire. So at that time I could understand that how a dance form should be appreciated, and that is why we started thinking about this special course, because whenever we go to some concert of any dance form or any art form, many of people, they don't know that what should be appreciated and how it should be appreciated, and what the dancer or an artist is trying to convey. So at Bhandarkar Institute, on our digital platform which is called Bharatvidya, this is our humble effort to set a bridge between audience and an artist like you. So when I saw that composition, it came to my mind that everybody should understand this. Sometimes it may be a tell from epic or a mudra or any other details or technical things. And another thing you just mentioned, the Abhinaya portion. When I saw you were performing that Sakhi. So that was a very beautiful composition, Radha and Krishna. And I think Krishna was offering service to Radha. So that typical composition was very beautiful, and we are going to have a recording of Prachiti and her fellow dancers. So please do watch all these compositions by Srimati Prachiti and her fellow dancers, because with these compositions, Prachiti ji will explain all the details, and there will be lectures and demonstrations. So I think this will be the feature of this course, and it will be online, so anyone can access it. There is not a requirement of auditorium or a stage, but you can watch or you can learn this anywhere, and this is the, I would say, this is the feature of online programs.
Yeah.
So to conclude and to sum up this discussion, I would like to know that when you designed this course for Bharatvidya platform, especially on Odissi dance, what was your thought process? And could you please tell us that what will be the features of this particular course?
Sure. So when I was approached for this program, I was really grateful that we are thinking in that direction, because Odissi, like the way you said rightly, that Kathak and Bharatanatyam are the more popular styles that you see, and not many people know about this tradition, which is actually the oldest surviving dance form of India. So that and in depth. It's not just superficial knowledge. So I'm so glad that we have had the time, and we are exploring both the theoretical and practical aspects of it, and also going into it layer by layer, starting from the origin, and then the various traditions that we see, the main gurus, and then how it was resurrected and put together. So the entire Margam, and as well as the whole Jayantika movement, which was very, very strategic for what we see Odissi today, and the various philosophies that have been integrated in this dance form, the postures, the mudras, the expressions, all those things have been explained in depth in this. So with, of course, wherever we have been able to put together references and videos with demonstrations. So I think this has been a very enriching experience for me as well. And whoever does sign up for this course, I'm sure they will be enthralled by the depth at which we have covered this entire topic. It will give them a great understanding of this tradition, and also help them appreciate not just Odissi but any other classical art form, because all these are very, the base is very similar. So I think it has it will definitely benefit them when they want to either learn or just appreciate the beauty of Indian art form.
Certainly. So I would like to request you all that please subscribe our channel and also enroll for the course specially designed by Miss Prachiti Dange on Odissi dance form. So do enroll, and let's embark on the journey to understand and explore the theory and practice of Odissi dance form. You will find all the details for enrollment of this course on our digital platform www.bharatvidya.in in the description given below on our YouTube channel. So Prachiti, thanks a lot for coming here and for delivering a great course on Odissi. It was really our pleasure to have you. So thank you so much. Namaskar.